published 17:30 Eastern Standard Time, the 26th of February 2018, updated 1841 Eastern Standard Time, the 26th of February 2018. The acrimonious aftermath of England's Calcutta Cup defeat took another twist. Last night as Scotland number 8 Ryan Wilson was cited for an on-field incident and further implicated in an off-field one. Wilson will face a disciplinary hearing on Wednesday over his actions in the 37th minute of the Murrayfield match, which Scotland won 25-13. He and opposite number Nathan Hughes were involved in a scuffle on the ground, and as the pair clashed, Wilson reached up and dragged his fingers down Hughes's face. The incident was picked up by TV cameras, and a citing duly came on a charge of making contact with the eye area, which is now distinct from actual contact with the eye, often referred to as gouging. Ryan Wilson was cited for catching Nathan Hughes in the face in England's Calcutta Cup loss. If Wilson is found guilty, he would in theory face a minimum 4-week ban, if it is considered to be a low-end offence, rising to 12 weeks or more for a top-end offence. This disciplinary development came hours after Wilson's provocative role in the pre-match tunnel skirmish at Murrayfield came to light with the emergence of new footage taken from close range. Initial eyewitness accounts suggested that he and Owen Farrell were the key protagonists, and the RFU were understood to be adamant that Farrell had not started the trouble. The video clip, which was circulating on Monday, shows Wilson walking up the tunnel alongside George Ford, who has his head down, while the Scottish forward appears to be talking to him. Farrell evidently realizes what is happening and shoves his way past other home players in order to intervene on behalf of his friend and teammate. The two back row forwards clashed during the first half of Scotland's 25-13 Six Nations victory. The Scotsman will face a disciplinary hearing on Wednesday over his actions. The first half Saracens Lions fly half is seen pushing away Wilson, who eventually reacts by throwing out an arm in the direction of his opponent. Another Scotland player follows Farrell, seemingly intent on his own intervention, but all those involved then move out of shot. While details of the episode remain sketchy, sources have suggested that Wilson was attempting to unsettle Ford with aggressive verbals, prompting Farrell to step in. At first, it was claimed that the confrontation would be subject to the normal citing process. However, Six Nations officials have since clarified that as it was an off-pitch incident, the two unions had been asked to explain what took place and the matter will be reviewed instead. This was the process following complaints about France's use of head injury assessments during the match against Ireland earlier this month. On that occasion, the investigation was relatively quick, but last year it took the review group months to rule that the French had not been guilty of sharp practice in the use of substitutes against Wales in Paris. As the Murrayfield tunnel clash has not led to sightings, the prospects of action against individual players appears remote. At this stage, both the RFU and the Scottish Rugby Union have refused to comment about the unseemly but fleeting event. On Saturday night, players from both sides denied any knowledge of what happened, even those in close proximity. Wilson, bottom left, was also at the center of a tunnel fracas before kick-off, with Owen Farrell. New angled footage further implicated the Scotland number 8 in the off-field incident. Sources suggested Wilson tried to unsettle George Ford with aggressive verbals, prompting Farrell to step in without the threat of any imminent proceedings against him. Farrell was named by Eddie Jones on Monday in a 27-man squad to begin preparations for the match with France in Paris on March 10th. Bath flanker Sam Underhill was also included, having avoided any further action over his no-arms tackle, which brought a yellow card in the defeat to Scotland. Jones has recalled Wasps back Elliot Daly and another of England's large Lions contingent, Harlequins type head Carl Sinclair. Daly missed his club's match last weekend with a calf injury, but he will spend the next 2 days with the main contingent of 19 players in Oxford. Owing to the impact of the storm forecast to wreak havoc this week, a further 8 players are taking part in mini-regional camps at Leicester, the regular team HQ in Bagshot, Saracens and Wasps. Dan Cole is the only England player who will train at Leicester, and Joe Launchbury the only one who will train at Wasps, but the RFU confirmed that England staff will be on site at all the regional camps to provide support. Without the threat of any imminent punishment, Farrell was named in the squad to play France.